This video, I'm going to be sharing with you more on the vibrational resonance of money. I'm going to show you how to resonate with it in a completely new way so that you start to create more of it in your life. Welcome back to another video. My name is Aaron and I help people expand their consciousness. Now in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the exact vibrational resonance of money, understanding how we relate to money and how we can change the way we relate to it so that we start to attract more of it into our life. Now, at the fundamental level, something I've been bringing back into my channel a lot recently is understanding that our beliefs create our reality. So this goes beyond just the surface level of the law of attraction, because there's a lot of people that may be focused on more money but asking themselves, why am I not experiencing it? I'm thinking about it, but the thing is if that person does not believe that they are worthy of the money, or if that person believes that money is hard to acquire, then there's belief systems that are actually blocking the vibrational resonance of money from coming into their life experience. So what I'm going to be sharing with you are different ways that I've gone through the process. I've transformed the way that I relate to money, and how you could do the same thing, understanding the vibrational resonance of money. So first off, let's understand the deeper core of reality itself. And that is, like I said a minute ago, that our beliefs create our reality. Now, here is the cool thing, and here is one of the most empowering ideas in life. Some people may think that this is actually scary, but this is so empowering. It's this simple idea right here. The meaning of what things mean in our life and the vibrational resonance of them depends on how we interpret those things. So, when it comes to the idea of money, money in of itself has no inherent value other than the value we as a collective give to money, because it's an agreement. We say, hey, when you give me $20, I can get this, or this out of it. That's an agreement that we have. But if we change the currency of what money was, we said, you know what? Now money's going to be Bitcoin. Then all of a sudden, the value of the dollar isn't what it is, because if everyone's using some other type of currency, then the agreement starts to break. Now, when it comes to the idea of money, understand that money has no inherent value other than the value we give it. Now, this sometimes can actually block us, because the thing is spiritual people that come into it and look at money and they go, well, money is a negative thing because money is a form of control. Money, this is a perspective that I honestly had this perspective back in 2012. In 2012, I went through a spiritual awakening. When I went through that spiritual awakening, I realized that my beliefs were creating my reality. I realized I had a whole bunch of labels that I identified with, and those labels were actually holding me back in my life. And what happened is I then looked at the world and I said, why is the world the way that it is? Why aren't people aware that they create their own reality? Why is a lot of information suppressed at certain levels? Whether this is the back government or people that control so many major corporations and all of these things that have been around for a long time. Bet you didn't know electric cars have been around since 1991. I did a whole report of it when I was in college. True. Such a side tangent, but that is something that there's a lot of, when it comes to reality in itself, there's information that's been suppressed. So when I became aware of this, I became angry. I'm like, why is this information being held back from the public? Why aren't people aware of it? Then I become aware that the idea of money is not backed by gold, and it hasn't been backed by gold for a long time. And that money in a way has just been printed, and it is used as a form of quote-unquote control. Now this is a negative perspective, and for about a year or two, guess what? I did not attract much money into my life because I had this negative connotations to what money was. I thought money was negative. Money is control. Money is this thing that doesn't even exist. I gave it a negative definition because I was more spiritual now. Now the reason I go like this is because sometimes we lose track of what it means to be spiritual. First off, not even a big fan of the word spiritual to begin with, because the way that a lot of people use being spiritual as if someone is more spiritual than someone else. Now, some people may be more aware of their spirituality, but everyone has that level of spirit within them. It's just some people emphasize it more than others. So there's no one that's really like, I'm more spiritual than them. You're just maybe more aware of it and you like to flaunt it a little bit more. And that was me for years. I had this like spiritual ego for about a year or two until I became aware of it. I had this spiritual ego that was like, money is bad. Not only is money bad, but it's used as a form of control. And all of these different connotations that I had on it was what caused negative resistance within me. And then guess what? I didn't attract much money into my life because how could money come into my life? I didn't even really like money. So it didn't at a deeper fundamental level. So that lasted for about a year. And then I became aware of it and I saw that everything in life, I was reminded that everything in life is fundamentally neutral. And that if we give it a negative meaning, then we block it from our experience. Now, it doesn't mean we have to worship it, because then we become too identified with it. We put it on a pedestal. That's the exact opposite side of the spectrum. One side of the spectrum is it's bad. The other side of the spectrum is it's really, really good and really, really important. I really, really need it. It's about the middle way. The middle way is understanding that money is a neutral value. It is a neutral, money is a neutral vibration. But the meaning we give the money is going to be what determines how it comes back into our life. Now let me share with you the two things that I think really influence the vibration of money and how we relate to it. Because remember, the vibration of money is going to be different from you to me to everyone else. But there are two main things that I think really influences it. First off, it's your notions and your beliefs about money, because that's going to be the inherent value that you get out of it. So me, for example, let me share with you some empowering ideas I have about money. One of them is that money is an exchange of value. So when I'm on my YouTube channel, I'm making videos, my idea is that I'm going to add as much value as I can, knowing that as I put good out into the world, there's different ways that money and abundance comes back to me, because it's a natural byproduct of the value I can provide. So the more value I give to the world, the more financial abundance comes into my life. And the more other forms of abundance come into my life as well, such as opportunities, such as meeting people, so many different ways. But I don't limit myself with that of abundance, thinking that abundance is only money. But I recognize that in society, it is the value of exchange that we use. But once again, I don't give my power over to money. Money is a tool that I use. It's a resource that I use. It is not something that controls my life. And I do my best to make sure I'm not following the money. I'm not doing things in my business just because it brings me money. I'm doing things because I think it'll add value and because I love to do it, and the money is a natural byproduct of it. You see, most people with the vibration of money is they think that the money is what they want. The money is not what you want. What you really want is the emotion that money will bring you. It's the emotion. So your notions about money, what are your beliefs about money? Let me ask you that right now. What are your beliefs about money? What do you think about it? Does it come easily to you? Is it a positive thing? Is it a negative thing? How do you relate to money? Because most of that is just completely on autopilot. And some of that might just be hand-me-downs from your daddy and your mommy. Maybe they said, hey, money's bad. Or they said, money doesn't grow on trees. But money is paper. Money is trees. What are you talking about? You know? Eventually it'll be cryptocurrency or it'll be something else. But it's just a funny idea that people believe that this money is bad, and it comes from hand-me-downs, from parents, from society, from looking over and seeing somebody that has money and assuming and envying them. And that way that we relate to money will hold us back and will block it from coming into our experience. So it doesn't matter how much you think of $1 million. If you don't believe you deserve it, or you don't believe that it can come to you, then you won't experience it. Because we only see the world through the filter of our belief systems. Unless we transcend beliefs, which is also very powerful. So it's about understanding how we relate to money, our notions about money, becoming aware of the beliefs. The funny thing is, the moment we become aware of what that belief is the moment it begins to change. Because we wake up from the autopilot mind. We wake up from it having power over us, and we snap ourselves and do the awakeness of we could just be more present to the moment, knowing that a natural reflection of that could be financial abundance if we're doing what we love. Now, the second part of this is kind of what I hinted at a second ago. It's the emotion that money brings us that we can begin to really tap into. An emotion. First off, we have to have the meaning, and then with the meaning comes the emotion. So, for example, this is something that I used to do at my job, And it has to do with my old job. I used to work at Barney's New York in women's shoes before I was a full-time YouTuber. I've been a full-time YouTuber for about 2 years now, so it's been a while. But I remember when I did it, what I loved about the job that I used to have, this is something I used to love because loved the law of attraction. I loved understanding my thought process, how I feel, and what I would get in my life. So every day that I went into work was a purely commissioned job. I'd have the goal of selling maybe $4,000 or $5,000 worth of shoes, which I worked in women's shoes, Barney's New York, which the average price point for shoes is like $800 to $1,200, so it's like 4 or 5 shoes. But it's a higher end place, so it's not like there's thousands of people walking in every day. So working there, what I became aware of is I would experiment. I would go in some days, and I would go in and I would have certain intentions. I would say, okay, I intend to sell this amount. Or I would go in and I would then pay attention to how I felt while I was doing it. If I felt resistance, what was I doing to feel that resistance? What was I focusing on? How was I relating to the customer? All of these different things, what perspectives would I have while helping the customer? I'd be able to tailor hundreds of times a week because I'd help hundreds of people a week. And because of that, I would become very refined as to what gets results and what doesn't get results. It was like my playground for the law of attraction. What better place to learn than a place where you get immediate reflection back of how people relate to you, how you respond. Here's what I learned though. The more I would just be in a high vibe state, because I chose to be in a high vibe state because I was having fun, is the more the money would come anyways. So this is what I would do. I would go in every day and I have an intention for how much I wanted to sell. I'd say, you know what? I'd like to have a $4,000 to $5,000 day. Sometimes I'd experiment, like let me go more specific. I want to have a $5,265 day, whatever. I would go in there with that mentality. But then what I would do is I'd let go of the outcome, and then what I would do is I just increase my state of being, which means I would just have fun. So here I am, as wearing a suit at my job, and I was just kind of like this jokester. I would joke around with other employees, and then I would joke around with customers. I was very sarcastic. And the great thing is sometimes people didn't know when I was, I would kind of be able to mess with customers because I was able to hold a straight face and be kind of sarcastic and just see, I love to see how people respond to certain things. And then it would end up being funny, but it would lighten the mood. So a customer would come in, I'd be helping them, I would make them laugh. If I could increase their state of being, if they came in feeling like they were at a nonchalant, mediocre level, they were just like whatever, having an okay day, and I could make them have a much better day because of the way that I'm interacting with them, the likelihood of them buying would go up by 10. I don't know why 10, but 10. It would just go up. It would go up dramatically. There's much more likelihood that they would buy because I increased my own state of being, and there's just something where there's this energy is contagious. So my state of being, of just feeling good and having fun, and I'd have fun regardless of whether they even got it. I would just do it for me, self-amusement. That's how I kind of view it. I would go in there and I would do that, and guess what? I would then have some of the best days. Some of the best days I ever had were the days I was just having the most fun because I was in a higher vibrational state. And in that emotion, it would attract more and more abundance. Guess what? When they see me helping customers, laughing, having a good time, customers waiting around would want me to help them versus the other guy over there that's got like a smug look on his face. It's like, where's my next customer? You know, it's a totally different thing. So me just having an increase in my state of being, all of a sudden, I'm in a good state, I'm in a good vibe, contagious energy going around. Everyone's like, oh, I want to be around that guy. I want to, whatever. So that's what I would do. So that's why I'm sharing it with you, is because your state of being can be one of the most powerful things to attract more money. Think about it. Even if it's not money, even if it's the vibrational abundance, you go out into the world, you're feeling good, you're having fun, who's going to be more likely to be attracted to you? Everyone. Could be somebody that owns a business. Like, you're very put together. Love your vibe, love your energy. Would you want to work for me? Then you get out of the job that you have and into a better job. Who knows? It doesn't have to be just money, but money is a natural, the meaning we give money is going to be the effect that we get out of it. The beliefs we have about money, the notions we have about money is going to be what we get out of it. And even just beyond that, the vibrational resonance of our frequency, which you'd say, what does that mean? That just means, how do you feel? Because if you increase how you feel, you are then going to be attracting more of it into your life. Because as you increase how you feel, as far as you just have fun, that means you let go of resistance. The days I went into work and I was like, I gotta sell $5,000 today. And I would go around kind of all, customer would come up and I would help a customer. They wouldn't buy me. You didn't buy anything. And I would just like walk away. I didn't really say that, but like I'd go put away the shoes. I'm like, and I'd be over there and I'd be like, where's my next customer? And I'd be looking for them. And then I'd get them and I just had this bad mood the whole day. That didn't work because I was so serious. Serious doesn't really get you results. Having fun does get you results. Big paradox. So you think vibration of money, you think these people are like crunching numbers, they're like just crunching numbers and stuff. They're like, I need to make more money, need to make more money, need. That is resistance. And you will make more money if you go into it loose. You go into it having fun, lighthearted, enjoying the process. That is the vibration of money. Now money, like I said though, find out what money means to you. I'm not here to tell you how reality works. Actually, I am. I'm here to tell you how reality works. But what I'm telling you is that you interpret reality the way that you want. So there is no, I actually can't tell you how reality works because every single person on this planet has a different belief system. And our beliefs create our reality. So because of that, it's going to change from person to person to person. The one truth in life, though, is that all truths are true. Meaning whatever you believe to be true is going to be reflected back to you. And then Jim Joe Bobson over there has his own belief system, an old way of looking at the world, and he's going to, or she, or whatever, is going to have that coming back to them. So this is about being aware of whatever you believe to be true and the meaning you give things, because money is a neutral idea. Your car gets you from point A to point B. That's it. Whether you like it or not, whether it's the shiny color you want, whether it has all the bells and whistles and it has the air-conditioned seats, if you give that meaning, then it's a big deal. If you're just having fun, if you're getting from point A to point B, it's a lighter vibe. If you want to be in the vibrational resonance of money, loosen up on yourself. Let go of all the resistance and the seriousness you put around money. If you give money a heavy meaning, it's going to be something that's hard to attract into your life because it's so heavy. It's over there and it weighs 100 pounds because it's heavy, because you're giving it excess meaning and you have this like heavy vibration about it. It's heavy. It's not likely to attract over. But if you loosen up your vibration, you have fun with it, and you look at that money, you're like, oh, that's so light, so fun. It just is what it is. It's really got no meaning anyway. It's kind of neutral. Guess what? It loosens it up. It's not so heavy. It can just float around. It's more buoyant, and it can just float onto your lap because you aren't giving it all of this meaning, all of this weight that is holding it back from you. The truth of the matter is that you are the abundance. It's just that we give symbols in our society for the current time. In all honesty, I believe in a couple hundred years, maybe less, maybe 50 to 100 years, eventually there'll be much different exchanges in our society than money. I'm not dogging on money. I think money is cool and all. If I had a negative perspective about money, guess what? I wouldn't be attracting too much of it in my life. However, I also recognize that there's other ways of going about things. But we're not there yet. Maybe we'll get there. Who knows? All I know for now is that money is a neutral vibration, that if I change the way I believe, the way I think about money, and what I believe to be true about money, I begin to change how I relate to money. Then I change my frequency of how I feel. I start to just be in a good state of being. I start to associate it to be fun to make money, to be fun to give to other people. I believe that money is a natural byproduct of the value that I can add to other people. That seems to serve me very well, because then as I put good out into the world, it just seems to come back. And then it totally transforms my view on money. So that's something you can begin to do. Transform your own way that you relate to money. Also, if you would like that of a meditation that will help you to raise your vibration to the highest possible level, to where then it's like you think of money, boom, money just appears into your life. If you would like that kind of experience from your vibration, I got you. I got a meditation at the top of the description box below in this YouTube video that's going to show you exactly how to raise your vibrational set point so that you begin to attract things in your life so easily, it'll be hard for you to believe. You have to reconstruct your whole belief systems after that. Because you'd be like, whoa, money just comes easily because I'm in a high vibe state and the money is a byproduct of it. Completely free in top description box below. Also, if you want to see me on Instagram, do daily video, do daily, two times a day I do content there, plus live Q&As where you can interact, ask me questions. If you want to be a part of that, boom, right here, Instagram, at Aaron, I don't know, you see what it is, something, it's like my name, 44 in it. And other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the notification gear because YouTube, the way it does things now is you have to hit that button in order to see the daily vids. And other than that, as always, peace, much love, namaste. All right, peace. All right.